evening, Frodo and Cookie. Tonight I'm going to be reading one of my favourite books, Cockatoos by Quentin Blake. So get snuggled on your perches and I'll begin. Professor Dupont had 10 cockatoos. He was very proud of them. Every morning he jumped out of bed, he took a shower and cleaned his teeth, as he always did. He got dressed and tied his tie, as he always did. He adjusted his spectacles, as he always did. And he went downstairs. He went into the conservatory. There were all his cockatoos, every single one. Professor Dupont threw wide his arms. He said, "Good morning, my fine feathered friends." I'm sure Louise says that to you every morning. Every morning he said the same thing. The day came when the cockatoos thought they would go mad if they had to listen to the same words once again. They decided to have some sport with Professor Dupont. One after another, they escaped through a broken pane of glass they had discovered in the conservatory. Next morning, Professor Dupont came into the conservatory and threw wide open his arms. There was not a cockatoo in sight. Dun, dun, dun. Where could all the cockatoos have got to? Professor Dupont went into the dining room. They weren't there. He went to look in the kitchen. Hortense, the cook, was there, boiling an egg for his breakfast. But there weren't any cockatoos. He went to look in the bedroom. They weren't there. Can you see them? He looked in the bathroom. They weren't there. He looked in the lavatory, which is a fancy word for a toilet. They weren't there. If I was a cockatoo hiding, I wouldn't really want to go in the toilet either. He climbed a ladder and flashed his torch around the attic. They weren't there. Or were they? He even climbed the roof. But they weren't there. Professor Dupont went in the garage. His car was there, but they weren't out of bed. He took a shower and cleaned his teeth as he always did. He got dressed and tied his tie, as he always did. He adjusted his spectacles, as he always did, and went downstairs. Professor Dupont went into the conservatory. There were all his cockatoos, where they always were. Every single one. Professor Dupont threw wide his arms. He said, "Good morning, my fine feathered friends." Some people never learn. So I hope you enjoyed that book and that you have a good sleep. Good night.